Hopefully today we'll be wrapping up the idea of something that's Muktzeh Mechamat Gufo. So yesterday we spoke about pets and animals. Now what about a guide dog? So this is a very important distinction that I should have probably spoke about yesterday, but we spoke about the pets and animals and Rav Ovadia saying that they're Muktze and the discrepancy and the ambiguity in Rav Moshe Feinstein's opinion. But everyone agrees that with a guide dog, that someone who's blind, that can't see, and the way he walks in the street is holding onto the leash of a dog. Rav Ovadia explains that even in a place that doesn't have an eruv, that there's no eruv there, this blind person would be permitted to go with the dog, and the dog can guide him by holding the leash to Bet Knesset, to Knesset, to a Shiur Torah, and the like. And he brings a few reasons. It's not considered benefiting from the animal, and obviously he's not touching the animal just guiding him. So for these reasons, it's mutar, even though according to Rav Ovadia it would be muktze. This is a permitted case, and it's not a problem, even if there's no eruv, because if he holds, Rabbi Chaim explains, he has to hold the leash, so there's no slack on the leash. That's an important concept, that don't let there be slack on the leash. If there's no slack after where he's holding it, then it's not even carrying the leash either, because it's all connected to the animal as well. Now, what about someone has an aquarium with very many expensive fish, and there's a dead fish in there? On Shabbat, one of the fish dies, and what happens with that fish? They float to the top. Rav Ovadia says that even though we said that animals might be muktze, that scenario would be allowed to move that fish and throw it out, because we're concerned that the other fish that see the dead fish might get sick or might go near it and also die. So for preventing the loss, you can move that dead fish. And I think lastly, lo aleinu, if someone encounters a dead body on Shabbat, again, we're not talking about any criminal case that the police should get involved. Someone at the end of their life, 120, they passed away on Shabbat. The body is considered Muktze, and you can't move the Muktze. No one should move the Muktze. No one should move the body. However, the halacha says that if the deceased is still wearing clothing, then you would be allowed to move the body agav begadav. Based on the heter, based on the permissibility of moving this clothing, you can pick it up and move the body as well. If he's not dressed and the clothing were taken off, then this is a famous case that you put a loaf of bread on the body and move it agav the kikar, based on the or something that's permissible to be moved. Now there's also a big discussion about closing the eyes. As halakha says, en ma'atzimim et enav shemet b'Shabbat shafilu ever echad asur laziz, but we can't even move one limb that includes the eyes. Now what's the fear? What's the problem? There are many poskim v'yesh noagim la'atzim enav shemet b'Shabbat. Many poskim close the eyes on Shabbat because the Zohar and different types of Kabbalistic works are stringent that someone should close the deceased's eyes after they pass away generally. So they extend that to Shabbat as well. But Rav Ovadia, Mechamat hasakana sheyesh bo, v'dachu poskim divrehem, but Rav Ovadia explains that that's not the minhag for the Sfaradim, and they should not close the eyes on Shabbat, rather cover the body with some sort of sheet or of the like, and that way, if they're scared of the sakana, they're prevented as well. B'ezras Hashem, we should only celebrate happy occasions, and they shouldn't be halakha l'maaseh. Have a wonderful day, and Shavua Tov.